Hello, hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Chelsea J Experience, where I give you unfiltered and uncensored advice because I made all the mistakes so you don't have to. And I'm hoping that my mic and my sound situation is working. For some reason, I'm recording in the same spot, but the sound wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So instead of stressing out, I'm putting out the video because I want y'all to hear this content today, okay? All right, so let's dive in. Today is one of those topics that is near and dear to my heart, and you guessed it. We are going to talk about toxic environments. And one of the questions that I get a lot is, hey Chelsea, how can I survive a toxic work environment? So that's what we're going to talk about today. All about how you can survive and thrive in a toxic work environment. So let's get started. All right. Now, you are most likely going to be disappointed with my answer because I know that you're probably looking for all these gems and strategies and techniques that I used during my career to tolerate and stay in toxic work environments. But the gag is this: I didn't stay, I left. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Now, of course, I know that leaving an organization is a big deal. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of prayer, planning, and you want to make sure that you also have an escape plan, right? You want to make sure that you have another organization and job lined up to go to. And I know that you're hoping that that is better. But here's the reason why I say that there's really no way to survive or thrive in a toxic work environment. I say that because I know firsthand and from working with my clients that there's no way to thrive in a toxic work environment. And I know that you are very capable of a lot of things, but the thing about a toxic work environment is it does a ton of internal damage. And when I say internal damage, I am talking about mental and physical and emotional. Because most, well, actually, I don't have to say most, I will say all toxic environments include some type of verbal or I won't say physical. Hopefully, you're not working in an organization where things are allowed to escalate to that point and they get physical. If they do, you actually need to quit today because I don't ever agree with that or want to promote that you stay and be physically abused anywhere. But a lot of the toxic organizations really thrive off of emotionally abusing other people and mentally abusing other people, whether it's through embarrassment or harsh words or manipulation or someone directly talking about your projects that you're working on or personally attacking you. Either way, even though you may think, oh, I got tough skin, I'm an adult, and I let all this stuff kind of roll off my shoulder. No, the fact is, we need to be grown here. We need to admit that words can hurt, actions can hurt, and they eat away and just chip away at our self esteem one piece at a time. And after years, even months, years, decades, whatever it is, the longer that you stay at a toxic organization, you are going to feel like you're not even yourself anymore. I've met so many amazingly talented professionals who don't even recognize their self worth anymore. And that's because they stayed in a toxic environment way too long where they were constantly belittled, they were harassed, they were talked down to, they weren't given projects to help them grow. Their supervisor didn't have their back on anything. Instead, they threw them under the bus constantly. Like that takes a wear and tear on our spirit. And I just want to let you know that you don't have to put up with that. There are so many other organizations out there who would be super excited to have you and welcome you with open arms and treat you with the respect and kindness that you deserve. So this is more, I guess this turned into a rant video, but it's okay because you need to hear it. I want to let you know that there is no way that you can survive and thrive in a toxic work environment. It will eventually eat you alive. And, stress and wear and tear shows up in different forms, right? It can show up as weight gain, it can show up as depression. How about isolation? Lowered self esteem. This is damaging you long term. And when you are damaged, it is so hard to recover from it. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of therapy, a lot of extra work. And you have to remember that you still have to show up for your family and friends, and you have to show up for yourself. And if you don't feel good, you're not willing to show up for yourself. And you owe it to yourself to, give your full, authentic, happy self to yourself. That's a lot of yourselves in there, sorry. And your family. Basically, with this video, I just wanted to let you know that I think you're pretty darn amazing. You don't have to tolerate any BS. You don't have to stay anywhere and try to fix it. I know a lot of professionals think that I can fix this. Like, I by myself can fix this. I'll go in with a positive attitude. I'll try to spread love and light wherever I go. But you have to remember the organization is bigger than you, and you are a piece, just a small little piece of it. And I'm not trying to diminish who you are because, I'm sure you can make some incredible changes, but change takes time. It takes acknowledgement. It takes leadership, understanding that there is a problem and them actively working towards it, as well as holding the people who are creating that toxic culture and environment accountable. You cannot do it alone. You are not responsible to do it on your own. It is not your responsibility to fix an entire workplace. Trust me, I learned it the hard way. I made a lot of changes in the workplaces that I've been in, but it takes a team. It is a full out effort, and it takes time and people being self-aware and understanding that they need to change. So do not stay and try to fix things or try to grow and thrive, because it's only going to diminish your light, and you don't deserve that. Okay? So the best thing that I can say is remember who you are. Start really working on refocusing on your self-esteem, your self-worth, your confidence. Get that built back up and start making a plan. Make sure you are also surrounding yourself with family members and friends and people who bring you love and light and can lift you up during this time. Because working in a toxic environment is actually pretty darn traumatic, okay? Like, we're just gonna put that out there. It is very traumatic, and you can get over it, you can escape, you can leave, you do not have to stay, and you deserve better, all right? So I just wanted to pop in with a quick video and give you a dose of encouragement and wish you well as well. So if you are dealing with a toxic work environment or you've escaped one, I would love to hear your story below. You can either reach out to me personally or you can drop a comment below and get a conversation started. All right? Well, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and send this over to a family member or friend who you know is working in a toxic environment and needs to hear this. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, bye.